Once upon a time, high above the clouds, there was a little star named Lumi. Every day he would peek over the horizon to see what was happening on the earth below. Even though his shine was beautiful, and all the other stars praised him for it, he wasn't happy. He wanted to leave his place in the sky and have an adventure on Earth. One night, while watching over the sleeping Earth, Lumi started to feel blue. All the other stars were busy twinkling and shining, but he just couldn't get over his sadness. Suddenly, he heard a friendly voice. "Why are you sad, little star? You're one of the most beautiful in the sky." Startled, Lumi turned around and saw a wise old comet zooming past him. "Oh, great Comet Stellar," Lumi replied. "I'm tired of just shining. I want to have an adventure and see what's on Earth." Cometa smiled. "Well, then you must visit my friend astronaut Toto. He travels all over the universe and has so many exciting stories to tell." With a wave of her tail, Cometa disappeared, and soon after, a shiny spaceship approached Lumi. As it drew closer, he could see a friendly face waving from inside. "Hello!" shouted the face. "Are you ready for an adventure?" Lumi couldn't believe his luck. He quickly agreed, and in a flash, he was soaring through space with astronaut Toto. As their ship flew past planets of all shapes and sizes, Lumi couldn't stop gazing in amazement. "Wow, look at that one," he exclaimed, pointing to a planet covered in tall trees. "It looks like a giant jungle." "That's planet Flora," Toto replied. "And over there," he continued, pointing with his finger, "is planet Zoom, known for its super fast creatures." Soon the ship began descending through fluffy clouds. "Here we are, little star," Toto announced with a smile. "Welcome to Flower Planet." When Lumi stepped out of the spaceship, he couldn't believe his eyes. Everywhere he looked, he saw flowers that were singing and dancing. "Oh my," he gasped. "The flowers actually do talk. I can't wait to hear their stories." As the three friends started walking through the beautiful gardens, a friendly daisy approached them. "Welcome to Flower Planet," she said with a twirl. "I'm Daisy, your guide for today." Daisy led them deeper into the garden, pointing out different types of flowers and their unique abilities. "These sunflowers can turn their heads to follow the light," she said. "And those tulips can change colors depending on their mood." Lumi was in awe, but he was eager to learn more. So he asked Daisy, "Can flowers really talk?" "Of course," she replied with a giggle. "We chatter about all sorts of things, like the weather, the sunshine, and even the stars." As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the garden, the flowers started to share their stories. A wise old oak tree with glowing mushrooms growing at its roots spoke of ancient times when dinosaurs roamed the earth. A family of singing sunflowers told tales of brave knights and magical quests. And a mischievous group of dandelions shared funny jokes that made Lumi and Toto laugh. By the end of the night, Lumi's heart was full. He had learned so much and made new friends. But it was time to say goodbye. "Thank you, Flower Planet, for the wonderful stories and the friendship," Lumi said as he waved. With a heavy heart, he boarded the spaceship with Toto, ready for their next adventure. As they soared through the cosmos, Toto steered the ship towards a planet covered in sparkling ice. "This is Ice Planet," Toto said, his voice echoing through the spaceship. "Be careful, Lumi," he warned, "because on this planet, everything is made of ice, and if you're not careful, you could shatter." Lumi nodded, understanding the danger, but his curiosity got the better of him. He couldn't wait to explore this magical frozen world. As soon as they landed, Lumi stepped out and gasped in amazement. The planet shimmered like 1,000 diamonds under the soft glow of distant stars. "Wow," he breathed. "It's so beautiful. But be careful," Toto reminded him. "You might break apart if you're not careful." Ignoring Toto's warning, Lumi dashed across the icy landscape, leaving footprints in the sparkling snow. He slid and tumbled, feeling as light and free as a snowflake. Suddenly, he spotted a massive shape in the distance, and his curiosity piqued. He couldn't resist the urge to investigate. Without realizing it, he had wandered quite far from Toto's ship, and as he turned around, he saw that his footprints had melted, leaving him no way to find his way back. Fear started to creep in as he realized he was all alone on this icy planet. Just then, a gentle voice startled him. "Are you lost, little star?" Lumi turned around and saw a kind-looking alien with shimmering wings made of ice. "I'm trapped here," Lumi said, his voice trembling. "My footprints have melted, and I can't find my way back to my ship." The alien, whose name was Glacy, took pity on the little star. "Don't worry," he said, "I'll help you." And with that, he spread his icy wings and flew towards his spaceship, motioning for Lumi to follow him. When they reached his ship, Glacy explained that he used his icy powers to keep the planet cold so that it wouldn't melt. But lately, he had been feeling weaker, and the planet's temperature was rising. "If it gets too warm," he said sadly, "the entire planet will melt away." Lumi felt a surge of bravery. He knew he had to help. Remembering Toto's warning about breaking apart, Lumi had an idea. He focused his energy and began to shine as brightly as he could. His light hit the melting snow, and to his surprise, it started to freeze. Encouraged by this, he moved closer to Glacy, and together they began to freeze the rest of the planet. As the ice spread, Lumi could see the relief on Glacy's face. "Thank you," Glacy whispered. "You've saved Ice Planet." Overjoyed to have helped, Lumi and Toto said their goodbyes to Glacy and boarded their spaceship. As they soared through the galaxy, Toto praised Lumi for his quick thinking. "You may not be an astronaut," he said, "but you certainly have a knack for adventure." Lumi beamed, his heart swelling with pride. He had faced his fears and helped someone in need, all thanks to his unique ability to shine. As the journey continued, Lumi realized that being a little star wasn't just about twinkling in the sky. It was also about using his light to help others and making a difference in the universe, no matter how small he might seem. Soon, the spaceship began its descent towards the Earth. Lumi gazed at the planet, his heart filled with anticipation. Finally, he would see what lay beyond the horizon. But as they approached, a thick blanket of clouds covered the surface. "Oh dear," Toto said. "It's cloudy. I hope we can still find a way for you to experience Earth." Just then, Lumi had an idea. "I may not be able to land on Earth," he said, "but maybe I can bring a piece of Earth to me." Toto loved the idea. "Perfect," he said with a wink. With a few swoops and turns, they managed to reach a clearing in the clouds. There, right before their eyes, was a tiny house surrounded by a vegetable garden, a pond with lily pads, and a path leading to a majestic oak tree. Taking a deep breath, Lumi let his light shine down onto the garden. As his light touched each plant, it grew rapidly, transforming into a miniature version of the earth. Vegetables grew large enough for Lumi to pick and enjoy. The pond filled with shimmering water, and the oak tree rustled its leaves as if welcoming him. For a magical moment, Lumi felt as if he were on Earth himself. He picked a juicy tomato, took a sip of water from the pond, and leaned against the oak tree. It was everything he had dreamed of, and more. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the miniature Earth, it was time for Lumi to return home. Saying a fond farewell to Toto and his earthly paradise, Lumi soared back to his place in the sky. The other stars twinkled and shone, wondering about Lumi's adventures. But now he had a secret to keep. He carried the memory of his earthly adventure in his heart. knowing that sometimes the greatest journeys are the ones that bring you home. From that day on, Lumi's perspective changed. He understood that the universe was full of wonders and possibilities, and although his place was in the sky, he knew he could always find a way to experience the magic of the cosmos. Whether he was soaring through galaxies or twinkling in the night sky, Lumi embraced his journey with joy, knowing that every moment was an opportunity to learn, grow, and shine his light on the wonders of the universe.